He's very polished. He's a helpful and positive influence. However, dude, my grandpa and my parents are the sources of all of my music theory knowledge. I'm not a thug. I believe he is mostly responsible for the musical style. Swag is not something you can purchase, particularly if they're in my vicinity. I've given the Rockets my whole attention. While some individuals have a deeper understanding of fashion than I do, I still consider it to be a young hobby. Houston was solely known for one thing, so even though I was there, I wanted to get away from it. More street feel. I was raised near Houston, close to Missouri City. Alongside Astroworld on tour was him. I want everyone to have an incredible experience. I have a really close buddy named James Blake. The greatest irony is that my grandpa, a jazz composer, had a master's degree in music composition. I authored and produced them. I have to admit, Jay-Z and I have been in the studio together. My whole narrative is just legendary. Cutie ought to be a really good musician. I suppose I only ever attended one concert as a child, and it was his. In middle school, I attended a private school until I was expelled. I consider myself to be a music enthusiast rather than a designer. Texas's Houston is where I was born. It is more suited for younger children. I like how style is becoming to resemble music more and more. It's middle class and kind of like a suburb in the neighborhood. Man, I think that God has sent me here to assist people with their souls. Yes, having money matters. My grandfather has a PhD in psychology. I'm not mean. I'm simply happy. The music scene in Houston, where I grew up, is quite dull. It's the motivation. I never write a song or make a rhythm for one, then give it a wacky visual or wacky performance. That's why I went to London and Paris. My dad had his own company, while my mom was employed by Apple. At all times, I'm La Flame. I was an intelligent child. He's awesome. A big brother with a lot of skill. Like Owl Farrow, I felt that not everyone recognized my identity as an artist. I don't make music. I just design it. There are a lot of us bird people out here, dude. Although I don't just hang out with black youngsters, I do have black buddies. But I've been interested in it forever. I could care less about anything. I was rescued by this guy. It's real, but it's also the potential of life. Drake is a very remarkable individual. All we need is a surface to stand on. My father was also a musician. He is really not who you believe he is. I can't get enough of the rhythm. And a magician too. Kenny is the leading eagle. He is the president of the people, standing up for young people with ideals like us. Everybody needs to simply soar. Man, I'm just here for the good times. I could pull up with white kids, black kids, Indian kids, or anything else. I'm a huge music fan. Being a rock star is an expensive endeavor. It's next level every time I go into the studio, dude. I am aware of who I am. I have an absurd work ethic. As an artist, I am. He performed more soulful songs. I value variety greatly. To perform, I don't need a stage. Vision and aesthetics are not something that can be purchased. Both show interest in what I'm doing. To get people to purchase your recordings, you have to genuinely connect with them. I think of myself as an artist, which is perhaps the most overused word ever, but I really do. I adore Kid Cutie a lot. I detest it if my fave artist has a dull moment. I want to help youngsters in my generation the way Kid Cutie did. It's like a no-holds-barred underground Royal Rumble when you come to my performance. Everyone, in my opinion, is only constrained by their parents or life itself. I essentially just took everything and shaped it into what I knew was new and became Travis Scott. In addition to being an artist, I also direct videos. That may be both beneficial and unpleasant at different times. However, the creative process is everything. It is better suited to a lifestyle that is more mobile. I believe the freestyle concept to be untrue. I've always had the attitude that everything has to be styled. The process of discovering my identity is the essence of Days Before Rodeo, which is why I hit both New York and Los Angeles. All I ever desired in my career was Kid Cutie's approval. My direction and production are reflected in the music. I don't want my music to ever be stereotyped, since it is really varied. You need money to be alive, healthy, and to maintain your concentration. I'm a triple threat. Simply said, each person takes a distinct path in life to fulfill their obligations. I'm not into just one thing. I always felt that I had to be involved in all aspects of what I do, whether it music production, video production, beat creating, or performance. One nerd may refer to another as a fellow geek. It's the arter. I love Justin Bieber, dude. That child is sick. I cut right through college dropout and late registration to get to 808s and heartbreak. Kanye West and T.I., you are raised in a little town with no access to major cities like New York or Los Angeles. But from the age of 1 to 6, I used to live in the neighborhood with my grandmother. I had crazy platinum records on. The same week I was signed, my A&R at Epic was dismissed, particularly when they scored big hits. The rhythm talks. Above all, I cherish my fans.